There was a painting hanging at the bottom of the stairs of a man. It's like a 17th century portrait of a Venetian man.
If I
Sitting
sat on the
sideways
couch
looking
watching
directly at
TV,
you. I was terrified
I could
of the
feel
man.
him
I
watching
used to
me,
hate coming down the stairs
which,
on my own,
considering he had
because
no
was always
eyes,
looking at
is
me.
a bit paradoxical.
His eyes followed you everywhere.
Part of the
and he just
problem
looked
was
like
that
a
he was
bad
in a
man.
dark alcove,
As my
right in
sisters
the
got a bit
corner of the
older,
TV
I
room.
made them scared of
The
me
alcove
too.
faced the back of
We
the
would sit on
couch.
the top of the stairs looking
When
at
I
him,
was watching TV
working
on my
ourselves
own,
into more of a
I had to put a
frenzy,
towel
trying to
over
see
his
if
head
eyes were following
so I
us,
wouldn't feel his
and they
eyes.
always were.
Seemingly,
It would only
he
happen
was supposed to be
lying
Walt
in bed
Whitman.
at night.
He was
It would
painted
start
very
with
dark
feeling
brown
my
and had
fingers,
lots of hair,
like my
with
hands
a
are made
massive
of rubber.
beard, which was
Then
like
moved to my
worms
legs.
coming out of his face.
Though I was lying
He had a
still, it
crack
felt
at the
like
top
my
of his
legs and body
forehead.
were moving,
You could see the
running.
paper and
It then
wire
moved
in
to
his
my
head,
ears.
like
Every
a
sound
brain.
was heightened. The
He
rustling
moved
of
when my
sheets was
sister moved
unbearable.
house.
And if somebody
She had
talked,
made
they
him
were
in
all
school.
muffled.
She
I'd hear
still
a girl
has it.
talk to me, telling
I
me
used
things
to
I
practice
couldn't
the
make
piano
out.
in my grandmother's house.
Then the image of the
Piano was
picture came
upstairs
into my
looking
mind's
out
eye,
towards the garden.
and things got really
There was a
awful.
mantelpiece
I
behind
was
you that played.
petrified.
She
Even
didn't
if
have
my
much
eyes
on
were
the
closed, I
mantelpiece,
saw
but
the
there was
picture,
this witch-like
and I
woman
lost the view of
with
the
a black
world
hat
around.
and a red cloak.
The picture was of
Now,
a
I'm not
mother
even
and
sure
daughter
if
in
it was a
bonnets.
witch because there was no
The mother carried
broomstick.
a basket.
I just thought it was.
They had their backs to
When I
me
played,
and
I
were
would
about
keep
to knock
checking
on
it
the
out to see
cottage
if it had
door.
moved. I thought it
All
might try
dressed
to
in
hurt me.
white. It was all
I thought
very
it was there,
white,
keeping an
like
eye on me.
static
It was
snars.
there to guard. I didn't tell
I knew
anyone
when
I was
the
scared
cottage
of
door
it.
opened,
But I
something
tried to make
unspeakably
excuses
bad
for
was
someone
going
to
to
sit
happen.
by me when I
And
played,
when it did,
so that I
they
wouldn't
didn't
There was a
move.
painting hanging at the bottom of the
It
stairs
hung on the
of a
wall
man.
between the bedrooms.
It's like a 17th century
Never
portrait
took me
of a
out
Venetian
till
man.
it came at
Sitting
night.
sideways looking
I was
directly at you.
petrified.
I was terrified of the man and used to hate coming down the stairs on my own because he was always looking at me.
It got taken
His
down
eyes
and
followed you
laid before
everywhere
the
and he just looked like a bad man.
It didn't need to be
As
hanging.
my sisters got a bit older, I made them scared of him too. We would sit on the top of the stairs looking at him, working ourselves into more of a frenzy, trying to see if his eyes were following us, and they always were.
I'd hear a girl talk to me, telling me things I couldn't make out.
The horses would merge into one big white horrible slug and would slither out of the painting looking for trouble.
I thought it might try to hurt me. I thought it was there, keeping an eye on me. It was there to guard.
His eyes followed you everywhere, and he just looked like a bad man.
He had a crack at the top of his forehead. You could see the paper and wire in his head, like a brain.
As my sisters got a bit older, I made them scared of him too.
I knew when the cottage door opened, something unspeakably bad was going to happen. And when it did, they didn't move.
If I sat on the couch watching TV, I could feel him watching me, which, considering he had no eyes, is a bit paradoxical. Part of the problem was that he was in a dark alcove,
I'd
right
hear
in
a
the
girl
corner
talk
of the
to me,
TV room.
telling me things I
The
couldn't
alcove
make
faced the
out.
back of the couch. When I was watching TV on my own,
Every
I had to
sound
put
was
a towel
heightened.
over his head.
The rustling
so I
of
wouldn't
sheets
feel
was
his
unbearable. And if somebody talked, they were all
Seemingly,
muffled.
He was supposed to be Walt
I used to
Whitman,
practice the piano.
He was
Then the
painted
image of
very
the
dark
picture
brown
came
and
into
had
my
lots of
mind's
Piano was
eye,
upstairs
and
with a
things
massive
got really
beard,
awful.
which
I
was
was
like
petrified.
worms coming out of
behind
his
you
face.
that played.
Even if my eyes were
He had a
closed,
crack
I
Didn't
saw
have
the
much on the
picture.
mantelpiece, but
And
there
I
was
lost
this
the view of the
witch-like
world
paper
woman
around.
and
with
wire
a black
in his
hat
head,
and a red cloak.
like a brain.
Now, I'm not even sure if
He
it was a
moved when my
witch
sister
because there was no
moved house.
broomstick.
She had
just
made
thought
him
it
in
was.
school.
It would only
When I
happen
played, I would keep
lying in
checking
bed
it
at
out to
night.
see if it had moved.
It would start
I
with
thought
the
it might
feeling
try
in my
to hurt me.
fingers, like my
I thought
hands
it
are
was
made
there,
of rubber,
keeping an eye on me.
then
It was
moved
there
to my
guard.
legs.
I didn't tell anyone.
Though I
was
was
scared
lying
of it.
still, it
I could
felt
feel
like
him
my legs
watching
and
me.
body were
Someone
moving,
to sit by me when I
running.
played.
It then moved to my
I could
ears.
feel him watching me.
Every sound was
There was a
heightened.
painting
My
hanging at the
sisters
bottom
got
of the
a bit older,
stairs of a man.
made them scared
It's
of
like a
me too.
17th century portrait of a Venetian man.
Rest all my memories.
Sitting sideways looking directly at you. I was terrified of the man and used to hate coming down the stairs on my own because he was always looking at me. His eyes followed you everywhere and he just looked like a bad
If I
man.
sat on the couch watching
As my
TV,
sisters got a bit older,
I could feel him
I made
watching
them
me,
scared of him too.
which,
We
considering
would
he
sit
had
on the
no
top of the
eyes,
stairs
is a
looking
bit
at him,
paradoxical.
working ourselves into more
Part
of a
of the
frenzy,
problem was
trying
that
to see
he
if
was
his
in a
eyes
dark
were following
alcove,
us,
right in
and
the
they
corner
always
of
were.
the TV room. The alcove faced the back of the couch.
All dressed in
When I
white.
was watching TV on my
All
own,
very white,
I had to put a
like
towel over his
static
head
snars.
so I wouldn't feel
I
his
knew when
eyes.
the cottage door opened,
Seemingly,
unspeakably bad
he was supposed to be Walt Whitman.
And when it did,
He was
they
painted
didn't
very
move.
dark brown and had lots of
It
hair,
hung on the wall
with a
between the
massive
bedrooms.
beard, which was like
Never took me
worms
out
coming
till
out of his
it
face.
came at night.
He had a crack at the top of his forehead.
I'd get up and sit
You could see
outside
the
my mother's
paper
bedroom
and
waiting for
wire in
her
his
to
head,
cry.
like a brain.
Got taken down and laid on the
We would
He
sit
moved
on the
when my
top of the
sister
stairs
moved
looking at
house.
him, working
She had
ourselves
made
into
him in
more of a
school.
frenzy, trying to see if his
She
eyes
still
were
has it.
following us,